Welcome to another episode. One of the great debates today is how to protect people through data privacy regulation, and it's led to the adoption of GDPR in the European Union and CCPA in California as a progressive measure to protect individuals for data privacy. As a data scientist who works with data on nearly half the country, I recognize the responsibility and serious nature of working with that data, as well as the myriads of company policies that are put into place to protect that data from misuse. Most of the data that exists on our population is pretty benign, and the areas that are more concerning, such as financial and health data, already have good protections put in place. Mobile data like location and audio recording are likely the most concerning data that organizations hold that still have fairly little to no regulation. I think there is almost universal agreement at this point, even across political lines, that there is a danger in allowing any group to have the kind of power that comes with that information. It feels invasive, unnecessary, and incredibly dangerous for our future. However, another area of data science that people are recognizing is more important now is algorithm fairness, sometimes referred to as the fight against algorithm bias. What many experts, especially lawmakers and regulators, do not understand is that these two issues will actually be at odds with one another. The old belief that data privacy may even prevent bias through blindness has largely been replaced by the concept of fairness through awareness. The problem is that in order to audit and measure bias in algorithms, it's necessary to have the personal information like ethnicity, gender, income, household size, etc. And without this, it is not possible to develop models that will best evaluate people where these factors do come into play. And more importantly, there's no way to learn and adjust for any bias that models have developed if we are blind to these attributes. Once again, we face the harsh reality that there are no solutions, there are only trade-offs. The biggest problem of all is that those who will create these data privacy laws have little to no knowledge of this dilemma, and the government reward system is based on voter popularity. That means that if we as citizens do not raise both concerns and show support for both of these issues, they will create regulation that only satisfies the majority of the people, and that could destroy algorithm fairness. And worse still is the fact that it would be incredibly unpopular once in place to remove any of this data privacy regulation. The most important solution is getting the laws right the first time, considering things like what data should and shouldn't be stored, and how to use data for algorithm fairness might impact its regulation. One of the current best approaches that we can use is being advocated for by fairness experts like Michael Kearns in his recent book, The Ethical Algorithm. It's differential privacy, where noise is intentionally added to data by changing information about random people. Although it reduces the accuracy of data and requires more data for the same fairness audits to occur, it's one way that we can protect the individual by becoming uncertain about individual information, but still learn from the larger relationships that exist between that information and the results, including if there are any concerns for algorithms having bias against any particular groups. Again, we will not find a perfect solution here, but we do need to be aware of the trade-offs and make sure that those trade-offs are understood and reflected in any regulation that becomes law, as well as in our corporate policies. Thank you for joining in today. As always, if you like what you hear, please subscribe to get future content. And if you have any thoughts or questions, please include them in the comments below. Thank you.